My question is to the Treasurer. What will the passage of the safeguard mechanism mean for the Australian economy and for Australian businesses?
Give the call to the Treasurer.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Thank you to the member for Dunkley for her question. Today is a really important day for our environment but also for our economy. The passage of the safeguard mechanism through this parliament will deliver long overdue policy certainty for our economy. This is what Australian businesses and investors have been crying out for, and it's what the Australian people voted for. The safeguard mechanism will finally put the Australian economy on a credible pathway to net zero. And after a decade of drift, division and dysfunction and 22 failed energy policies of the former government, business has been pleading for certainty, and now they will get the certainty that they need and deserve to invest. The safeguard mechanism will create new jobs in new industries and deliver new investment. Deloitte estimates that the transition to net zero could add an extra $890 billion to our economy over the next 50 years and create an extra 195,000 jobs. Australian businesses and investors see the potential of harnessing all of this demand for renewable energy to broaden and deepen our industrial base while at the same time maximising our traditional economic strengths. Businesses and investors understand the safeguard mechanism is the best way to provide this investment certainty that they crave and require. As the Prime Minister said, the BCA, the Chamber of Commerce, the Australian Industry Group all want this done. And that's what makes it all the more ridiculous that the so-called party of business is voting against this legislation. And by standing in the way of this legislation—
The Treasurer resume his seat. Order. Members on my right will cease interjecting immediately. The Manager of Opposition on a point of order.
Mr Speaker, it was, to give credit where credit is due, a commendably tight question. What will the passage of the safeguard mechanism mean for Australian economy and Australian businesses? The Treasurer is now well into a generalised attack on the opposition, which is well outside the scope of the question, and he should be directed back to the terms of the question.
I'm just going to ask the Treasurer to return to that part of the question around the economy and business and give him the call.
Mr Speaker, anybody who stands in the way of this investment and this certainty that the business community desperately needs is standing in the way of future investment, future industries and future jobs, and they are on the wrong side of history. And in being on the wrong side of history, the Leader of the Opposition is once again showing that he is more negative than Tony Abbott, more divisive than the member for Cook, and less capable of learning the lessons of the wasted decade and the last few elections than anybody else in this place. The climate is changing, Mr Speaker, but this coalition never will. But the Albanese government and this parliament will get on with the job of providing business the certainty that they need in the interests of our economy, our environment and our country, and that's why today is such an important day.